2022. I'm ready for you. I'm coming for you. What's good, y'all? It's Drea. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be talking about my move to Dallas, Texas. It's official. I love Texas, and if you know me, you know I've been talking about moving to Texas for like years now. I've manifested this life for me, these opportunities. I'm just so happy. 2022 is about to be so crazy for me. I don't understand. I'm going to be talking about my trip. So I'm coming from Pennsylvania. Let me just tell you about myself. I'm telling you my circumstances. I'm a tattoo artist, so I make my own schedule, make my own prices. I work by myself in my own space. I can literally just get all my supplies and go anywhere as long as I have somewhere to work. I have no kids. I have no boyfriend. My parents are in good standing. You know, I'm okay. I could go whenever. I am moving kind of spontaneously, but at the same time, it was going to happen. And then actual like opportunities came about as I'm manifesting this for me. So it's like, my biggest thing right now is like manifestation is real. It's a real thing. I literally have it tattooed on my knuckles like a gang member because that's gang, okay? Because I literally do whatever I say I want to do when I want to do it. Not always when I want to do it, but you know. Okay, back on track. I'm going to be talking about my trip down here, and then I'm going to answer some questions that I posted on my Instagram, which is the easiest platform that you can get connected with me. You can interact with me. You can even get input on my videos. For example, today I'm going to be answering some questions that, of course, like my followers, my friends, my supporters are going to be asking me about the move, about what I'll be doing, about what made me do what I'm doing. And all that's going to be answered today, y'all. I'm so pumped because it's like I've already been here for a week. What's good, y'all? So I'm at my first rest stop. It's literally I've only been driving for like 45 minutes, but it was basically like a test drive just to make sure nothing's gonna like slide. A few boxes fell, almost crushed Dreamy, so I had to put some stuff down here and like in the trunk so she wouldn't die. I also had to make sure that I was like still intact because I have cargo bag like up on my roof. Packed this car to the T. You can't see nothing. Rear view mirror non-existent. Okay, I have to use my side mirrors. So this is a quick little check-in. It's 9:15 on the 29th, or no, oh my god, it's the 30th. It's the 30th. Oh my god. And I'm supposed to be there tomorrow morning. Yeah, I don't know why I'm yelling, y'all. I don't know. We're on our way to Texas. Passing through West Virginia. So this is like a better view of the cargo thing I was talking about. The bag and the non-slip little thingy is sold separately, but you'll see like the description with the link. But this is me making it to Virginia. We're here. So as you can see, I really just like up and came. Like I just needed to get here, and then I wanted to be here by New Year's Eve because I wanted to celebrate my New Year's Eve here. I wanted to start my new year here in Dallas, which was possible. So let me just fill you in on my situation right now. A lot of people don't know you can do this, but right now I'm not in an apartment. I'm in an Airbnb. So what I'm doing is an extensive stay at an Airbnb. I got 30 days at this Airbnb. By the end of these 30 days, I'm gonna have an apartment. But what I needed to do was I needed to be here and I needed to do some apartment shopping. You can move to your city, get an Airbnb for 30 days, work your ass off, show up, get your cute little job, start earning you some money. By the end of that month, you should have somewhere to stay. Well, let's just get straight into the questions because advice kind of is going into one of my biggest questions that I want to answer. So the first question I want to go over was, so the exact wording of the question is, what advice do you give someone who plans on moving from their hometown? Not just moving to Texas, so moving from wherever you are. My biggest thing is you need to have gone to this city that you desire to be in so bad. you need to have gone to the city at least like 3 times, and like on 3 different occasions. Like you can go for vacation, just hang out with friends and do stuff, and then you can go to actually just be there and like see the city, see the houses, see the, you know what I mean, like actually go and see what's around, because Texas is already my dream state. But I love Austin, I love Fort Worth, I love Houston, all them cities. So, but I've been to Dallas the most, so it's like I kind of felt like it was destined to be. My other biggest thing was solidify a job. So, you know, my circumstances, I didn't really need to solidify a job. But if you're in circumstances where you need to get a job transfer, where you need make sure you do that. So don't just quit your job and be like, oh, I'm gonna find a new job there. Don't do that. Try to get a transfer first. If you can and you really want to move, look, Drea is here to tell you, quit that job. Quit that job. It wasn't nothing. When I tell you it wasn't nothing stopping me, it wasn't nothing stopping me. If you don't have a job, it's good to at least have a car. If I didn't have a shop when I first came down here, I was gonna be an Uber driver, DoorDasher, Uber Eats, Instacart, all that stuff, until I found somewhere to work, or until I've had enough money to provide for where I could get my own space and work out of there. I needed to be doing something. You need to always have some income. Don't just go somewhere and be like, oh, I have enough money to do this, and then once I get that, I'll be good. No, you need to still have an income wherever you go. Don't just stop what you're doing, drop yourself in another state, and then expect it to work out. Like, you need to be able to do something. And they're easy jobs. Like, that's how I'm using Uber Eats to learn the city. I'm using Uber to learn people and to network. I'm using Instacart to learn my own grocery stores. Like, this is stuff that people can do and you should do. You're earning money and you're also learning as you're going. I don't downplay any of those jobs. We need the people who do it because of the reason why they're doing it. As soon as we shut down, like, who do we have? What do we have? Can't everybody leave the house? So besides that point, arrange your moving plan. So when I decided to move down here, when I've always been decided to move down here, but when it was official, I was like, if I have enough, I'll get a truck and I'll take everything with me. But if I don't, I'm gonna just pack what I can in my car and I'm gonna leave. Basically, that's basically the tip right there. It's just arrange your actual moving idea, because if you say you're gonna leave on the 30th and you're not ready to leave on the 30th, then you're knocking off the whole plan. And then I guess 4 would be save. And I'm saying these like in the order of importance because honestly, like I just said, if you got a car, get down there and go do something with your car. Go do, you know what I mean? And you could build some money. Shit, if you gotta live in your, I'm whispering. If you gotta live in your car for 3 days, who's stopping you? That's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do to be where you wanna be. And that's just where I'm at with life. I promise you, y'all, like, if I wasn't in the circumstance that I am in, where I can work where I work, like, and I know people down here, my biggest thing is like networking. Like, know somebody where you're going, or have somebody you ask questions about, or join like a group or something like that. So I knew people down here. So it's like, whether I came down here with the 4 people I knew and they were the only ones getting tattoos by me, then I had people to tattoo, then I had work. You feel me? So, but saving is big. Save as much as you can. That answers another question. I'm just going to answer this while I'm here. How much did you save and what's the average rent here? So I would say have about $1,200. Rent ranges I think in Texas, period. But rent ranges from like $800. I'm talking about $800, 300 square feet, to like $8,000 in like 8,000 square feet. My last tip, my last piece of advice would be just go. If you want something that bad, you just have to go get it. Like, I knew I did not want to be where I was for another year or for another day almost. And I just had to go. I was so nervous going up to the day that I actually left. My anxiety was out the roof. I was scared. I was happy. I was mad. I was worried. I was everything. Like, I tried to see everybody before I left. That was just putting more stress on me. But honestly, listen, I just had to go because at the end of the day, it was for me and I know what I needed to do. And like I said, nothing really was holding me back. Getting into another question. So this was the biggest. Why did you choose Dallas? So why Dallas? Why did you decide on Dallas? And yeah, what made you want to move to Dallas? That's like a very common question. To answer this real quick, I didn't choose Dallas. Dallas chose me. Like I said, I love Texas. I love every city in Texas. I love the state of Texas. I love the vibe of Texas. I love the whole southern vibe. I feel like that's where I belong. So when I was trying to decide on which city to move in Texas, that was kind of hard, and I kind of was just letting it happen. Opportunity came up for me to reach out to somebody to work in their shop down here. I was like, oh, okay, Dallas it is. That easy. This is kind of back to the whole point where I was saying, like, moving from your hometown and the tips that I gave you for that. Another question kind of is, what was my biggest worry moving from my hometown? So that's a good question, because it's not just worrying about moving, it's like moving from home. Like, that's your home, that's where you were raised, that's where you were, you know, that's what you're used to, that's who you are. Mind you, this is not the first time I moved from home, so this was kind of easy. The first time was hard, like college, like I always wanted to go home. I missed home, I missed my family, I missed my parents. But this being the third time and I'm grown, girl. Okay. But I guess my biggest worry this time would be having to go back, because if I actually look back at my experiences with leaving home, is I always ended up back. And I don't want to go back this time. I want to live in Texas. I want to grow in Texas. I want to have a family in Texas. I want to build my life in Texas. Okay, I have a question coming from another entrepreneur. I want to move my shop out west. How should I start? So coming from a small business owner, technically, my business is called Dream Inc., by the way. The biggest thing would be is to check the state regulations, if that's the word, or like, you know, the laws. So basically, like, what can you do in the state? What do you have to do to be able to do it in this state? How much does it cost, or where can I do this? The zoning and all that stuff that you have to figure out. So definitely do research in that. That's number one. Two would definitely be like knowing people, building your clientele, or at least like having your name where you're going. So it's like, I've been to Dallas and I've done a tattoo party here. So there are people who know I do tattoos here. There's potential clients in the area that I'm moving to. And if there weren't, then that would be your job, to build the clientele and build the following that you would need to feel safe with going somewhere and like starting over, basically. I'm big on like making sure you know people, and then know people who know people, and then be known. You feel me? It comes together. Before I get to this last question, I just want to thank everybody else who did not ask a question, but they posted very encouraging, wishing me well, telling me they were proud of me. All of those questions that weren't questions that were put onto my poll. Thank y'all so much, because I really love the support. I've been all over the place, and people who follow me, people who know me, people who support me know that I really just do whatever I want, but it's like I always put in the work. So when people actually recognize what I'm doing and they tell me they're proud of me, like, that's just big to me. So thank you. And the biggest question, honestly, out of all of them that I saved for last is why. So why did I move? It's 2022. I can do whatever I want. Like I said, my circumstances don't nothing hold me back. Even if anything happened, I had people ask me when I came back home, what if you get pregnant? What if you get a relationship? What if you get a good job? What if da 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 da? I could not stay where I was because it wasn't bringing out my full potential. So I needed to be somewhere where I was going to pull out more potential and, you know, help me in the journey, because I am still finding myself. Clearly, like every year I've been doing something new. So I'm still finding myself. So to be able to find the rest of myself, I need to put myself in another atmosphere to bring that out of me. This is still all a part of my manifestation. I'm putting myself in the position to receive the life that I deserve, the life that I'm going to live, the opportunities I'm going to get. So it's kind of like a spiritual thing, it's kind of like a reality thing, and it's kind of like a personal thing. So it's all ties in together though. All like, if you know me, you know, like I had to move. I couldn't stay there. I couldn't be in a small city. I deserve a big city. I deserve a big support system. I deserve a big name. I deserve a big ass, and it's gonna be there one day. So yeah, the ultimate goal is the bag, you feel me? And then, you know, once I'm satisfied with the life that I'm living, I can start building, you know, more lives and shit like that. So that's really it. Starting a new chapter, praying for the best. Thanks for tuning in, y'all. I'll be posting a lot more videos on my journey of finding my new apartment, starting at my new shop, finding more places to eat. Like, let me know what y'all want to see in Dallas, okay? Because I'll go. and I'll record it for you and I'll post it just for you, but you might have to send me some money. I love y'all. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video helped you make that decision. Act on it, and act on it quick. Your time is now, not later. Send them motherfucking blinds.